Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Today we had so much discussion about IXP and Internet Exchange Points. So the topic which I'm covering today is slightly different, but definitely it is connected with most of the technologies we are having right now. All the emerging technologies which we are having today are like IoT, 5G, cloud computing. All are connected together somehow, and the backbone of all the technologies is IP network, or you can say IP is the technology which helps every technology to evolve. So let's get some feedback agenda for the Lightning talk. It should be very lightning because I was given only 5 minutes, so it should be very fast. So starting with IoT, as we already know, the IoT is Internet of Things. Even like in this era, everything is on the IP. Either it's your microwave oven or your curtain, everything can get an IP. So IoT is basically all the devices which are connected with the network to exchange the data. So how IP is helping this IoT mechanism? So the layers, like if I say IoT has 3 layers, starting with the sensor layer. If I talk about the curtains, your curtain are IP-based, so you can control it from any part of the world. So they must have some sensors. So these sensors are connected with the controllers. Definitely the backbone is of Ethernet or IP-based. So IP is helping at every layer. Either it's a core layer or the access layer. So the reachability of the sensors and the controllers all are supported by the IP. Even the transportation of data, because all the data which we are getting from the server side, so is being transported over the IP layer. It could be on the internet or it could be on the local site. Let's come to the second part, which is of 5G network. We already had some discussion about the 5G. 5G is not only about the speed. The main concern or the main ambition for the 5G is latency. The lower the latency, the better the output, because in 5G network, what we foresee is all the devices on the planet or all the communication like driverless car, the latency is the main factor. So for overcoming the transportation distances, or you can say the time required for the communication, it's only the IP is the main mechanism, because in the previous or in the past we had different type of communication of TDM networks where the latencies are very high. But for the 5G, the main criteria is latency. Definitely, speed is the main key factor of the 5G, while 3G and 4G has a lower speeds. But on the 5G, we recently had a test from the 2 operators, from Zong and the Mobilink, which they have already touched 1.5 and 1.6 gigabit per second speeds. But definitely, it was for the testing phase. We will be having more speeds when the later time comes. So every devices on the internet, on this earth can be connected to the internet, will be connected. So this is a very brief introduction about the 5G. So if I say 5G network without IP, that is not possible. Because in the previous technologies like 2G and 3G, we have a distributed architecture. But 5G is all IP. Even if we just go through briefly on the structure of 5G network, where all the RAN part, your access part, is connected with some cloud. It could be your private cloud, and definitely it will be connected to the internet cloud, or you can say the local cloud. So all the communication which will be based on IP network, and even the internal communication of 5G BTS, that is called G Node B, to the gateway, virtual EPC or whatever the gateway is, will be purely on the IP network. So 5G is nothing if we obsolete IP from it. Okay, so as we were discussing about the 5G, we have heard about the core and cloud. In the, like every technology or every products are on the cloud right now. Cloud is basically, you can say, sharing of your computer system, your hardware and your everything. And the new technology is that you are making every of your product into the microservices. Like if you say my website, previously it was hosted on a local server, now it's on a cloud, but the whole website is divided into a smaller chunk. That is called microservices. So even the communication between these microservices are being done on the IP layer. Now these IP microservices are such small, like if you say, for example, website of Facebook, it has like, you can say million of microservices can be working in the background. One microservice for the login, one microservice for the sign up, one for the forget password, one for the main page, and then so on and so forth. So even the microservices layer, the communication is based on the IP. So definitely the background and the cloud communication, all will be done on that IP network as well. Because the cloud is used for the global connectivity. Like if you have a, like as Aftab was discussing about the Cloudflare, which is one of that example as well. Like every website which was previously hosting on the outside world, now it is hosted on Pakistan because they have a POP in Pakistan, the Cloudflare. Maybe some other companies also in future have a POP in Pakistan as well. So what they are doing, they are just making a POP at the regional level just to give you the better communication. And that all the communication is being done on IP layers. So I just make it very small. If you have any question, or if I have time, so I can go for the second slide. So if you are noting the time, I don't know. I think time is okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, a round of applause for Bashir Ahmed Jisan about emerging technology and IP network. I heard that Fahad is not